Hello friends, in this video I want to show you an add-on to our turtle pond. This add-on helps to increase the volume of our turtle pond without increasing its size. It's what we call a refugium. But before we go into details, let me explain you what a refugium is and what it's used for. A refugium is a tank or aquarium attached to the main pond, which can be used for managing the efficiency or stability and the looks of the main aquarium. It's similar to a filter box, but it also has other functions, like promoting photosynthesis, that is, oxygenating the water with plants. And that is one of the main differences with a filter box. It needs light. So the plants can contribute with oxygen through photosynthesis. Additionally, these refugiums are also used to house and protect animals, like shrimp, snails, and worms that might be predated or damaged if left in the main aquarium, and can contribute to the breakdown of organic matter and in cleaning the water. So, a refugium has many functions. It can be used to increase the water volume of our system without increasing the size of our main aquarium. For example, I could have an Olympic-sized swimming pool next door and have that water circulating through my pond. That pool would be the refugium, increasing the biological capacity of my pond without increasing its size. Of course, we also have size constraints. We can increase the size of the population, but to a certain limit. But we have more resources for those we have in our pond. Many of those aquascaping aquariums that have different animals and plants to create a beautiful landscape, a living picture, they have a refugium below the main aquarium, usually inside a cabinet, which is used for cleaning the water and provide a stable and pretty environment for a long time. In general, what you want is for the main aquarium to stay aesthetically attractive and functionally stable. The truth is, a refugium isn't very different to a filter box, but au contraire, it needs light, artificial or natural light. When designing our refugium, we must consider a few factors. In example, if the aquarium is inside the house, in any dark spot, we will need very good lighting. If it's in the garden, we can save the cost of energy, taking advantage of natural light. An aquarium with fish, shrimp and snails needs a good amount of dissolved oxygen in the water. So our focus should be promoting photosynthesis. And this will require a good level of light according to the kind and number of plants we have. The strength of the lighting is an important factor for the growth and health of most plants and their ability to produce oxygen. Regarding turtles, this is not an issue because they don't breathe in the water. With turtles, our focus is in removing the nutrients from the water and providing a stable environment, because as we know, turtles are dirty creatures. Increasing the volume of water reduces and slows down any impacts. In this video I will show you a refugium designed for turtles, especially to remove the nutrients from decomposing organic matter produced in the water, as well as some elements that come in the hard drinking water, like calcium and potassium. When we started off with this aquarium at the end of January, we had a pair of disasters. First, the second-hand pump died and I had to buy a new one, together with a flexible hose. Then, due to feeding the turtles in excess in the pond, the filters and tubing got clogged up with detritus and residues of artificial grass, creating a suspended dirt crisis. The water was full of organic particles. We were able to control this, removing the large particles with a siphon, feeding the turtles out of the pond, putting floating plants, and cleaning the filters frequently. After a month, we had bacteria producing nitrates, and in 2 months, total absence of ammonium and nitrites. Currently, the nitrates are between 15 and 25 milligrams per liter, in part thanks to the plants and in part due to cleaning the filters. Although the plants contributed to reduce the nitrates, their roots and leaves tend to get caught in the pipes and filters, causing a fall in the flow of water. On the other hand, the water here is very hard, with high levels of carbonates, which have accumulated, increasing the pH. Any acidity created in the nitrification process is absorbed by the carbonates. In fact, feeding the turtles outside has reduced the amount of organic matter, the bacterial population, and the amount of nitrification, contributing to increase the pH. In general, algae thrive much better than plants at a high pH, so an algae bloom is a risk. Also, a pH above 8.5 has a risk of blocking nitrification in favor of denitrification, which could bring an increase in ammonium and nitrite in the water and their toxicity. Now, this is happening in winter, where everything slows down. Turtle metabolism, bacterial activity, plant growth, all this reduced activity is also acting upon the pH and bicarbonates. For these reasons, I believe we have to start feeding the turtles in the pond and increase the size of the bacterial population. I believe this can bring the pH to a level between 7 to 8 without injecting carbon dioxide. This should produce an increase in nitrates, and our refugium should be able to absorb this increase. The refugium has coarse floss and dense sponge filters on the water inlet, followed by a section with floating plants that take up nitrates, followed by a third section with submerged plants capable of providing dissolved oxygen, followed by a coarse floss that stops any large particles from returning to the aquarium, and finally a section where the clean water returns to the pond. To help in the absorption of nitrates and other nutrients, and also to decorate the environment, the gullies taking the water from the pond to the refugium are electric trunking ducts. In these ducts, I hope to establish emerged plants that tolerate excess humidity in the roots, like shoreland plants and some others as experiments. The washing machine pump, the flexible hose with a quick connection, the refugium with acrylic separations, floss filters at the entry and exit to control any excesses of organic matter, the covers of the trunking ducts perforated to hold the plants with sponge material, a transparent roof to stop rainwater from contaminating our pool with dirt, a PVC T at the water entry to reduce the flow of water. In another video called How to Make Gullies or Troughs for NFT Hydroponics Using Discarded Electric Cable Trunking Ducts, I explain how you can build water channels with these ducts. The only thing left to do is an overflow in case the level of water rises too much. This system that has an aquarium full of animals that produce organic matter which will decompose, and then goes through another section where we have plants that eat up the nutrients from that organic matter and then returns clean to the aquarium. This is what we call aquaponics. It's a mixture of aquaculture and hydroponics. In this case, the difference is that the animals are turtles, and the turtles are vectors of salmonella. So we can't grow any edible plants there. There have to be any other kind of plant, flowering plants, herbs, but nothing that we want to put on the table or might eat by accident. This is an experiment to see if we can keep the levels of nutrients, pH, and water hardness within recommended levels without doing large water changes too frequently. This is an experiment and I don't know if it will really work. So any changes will be topics of future videos. Now, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.